In today's video, man, I want to talk to you about the difference between getting saved and maintaining your salvation. You know, this is one of those videos that's going to help you restructure the way you set your goals. Let's talk about it. All praise to the Most High Yah, Shalom. Thank you for tuning in to another Righteous Spiritful episode. Today I'm back at it in them trenches, handling that kingdom business. Man, I'm out by where I live. You know, rural areas, cows. Let you guys see this, and you know, thankful to be able to give you this message as I do some low intensity, you know, cardio, man. Just walking at a brisk pace, and got my Camelback, you know, keep my pistol in here. You never know, you know, what you out here. We got a lot of coyotes and things like that. So just getting after it, and you'll understand why just this casual, you know, morning exercise, you know, nothing too intense. It is playing into what I'm talking about today. Man, the majority of people are gonna set goals based upon how they see other people set goals. And, you know, even if you're not a believer, I want you to understand that I'm gonna drop something on you today that, you know, you can benefit from. But if you ever do accept the Messiah as your Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, you know, then you'll understand this on your journey. Man, there are far too many people that set the goal and say, you know what, I'm gonna get saved. My goal is to get saved. And man, that's a great goal. You know, I can't knock anybody for wanting to get saved. But oftentimes we see it, you know, that getting saved and maintaining your salvation is two different things. You know, we got the word, and it says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Work out. That's not a one-time thing. That's a lifestyle thing. You know, repentance means to change, to turn. So once saved, man, you have the responsibility of worshiping in spirit and truth, learning what it is you need to turn from, walking in the law, statutes, commandments, and the will of the Most High Yah, you know? But I want you to think about, if we see biblically, man, we're gonna have a judgment day where we have to see Hamashiach, the Messiah. And I want you to think about, if your only goal was to simply get saved, you get to judgment day and say, hey, I know I'm good. I know I'm good. I'm ready to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant, because I got saved back in '93. I want you to understand, the reason you might not make it in is because if we look at your lifestyle from 1993 on forward to the day you face judgment, man, you didn't live like you had salvation. And when you think about it, man, your goal was only to get saved. That's the majority of believers. That's the lane that they're gonna fall into. Man, my goal is just to get saved. But nothing about your actual life actually changes. You getting saved is just a split second of your life. Maybe you're in one of these Sunday sun worship churches where they tell you, well, if you want to receive God and you want to receive Jesus, just repeat after me. But then they don't talk to you about what I'm talking about today. You accept them in your life, but simply accepting him with words doesn't bring about change in your day-to-day life. Doesn't allow you to maintain your salvation. So this is where I'll pivot and tell you that we have to reconstruct the way we set our goals. I want you to think about, if you're somebody that's ever been on a weight loss journey or a fitness journey, you might have had a goal to say, you know what, man, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's my goal. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. Okay. You might say, man, my goal is to get out of debt. Think about that. My goal is to get out of debt. Man, how many times have we heard of people, hey man, you look good. Man, I lost 10 pounds. You met your goal, and then what did you do? In celebratory fashion, you go out and celebrate, live your best life, and soon as that goal is achieved, man, you fall back into old ways, old eating habits, everything that you did to get you to the point that caused you to actually change your body composition in whatever way you wanted, you forfeited. I want you to think about that in lieu of, maintaining your salvation. And it would have been better if you went into it with the game plan of, I want to maintain my weight loss. I want to maintain my weight loss. Think about somebody that gets out of debt. I want you to think about somebody that, if you look at people that win the lottery, man, they pay off all their debt. They pay off all their debt with about half the money. They blow the rest. And then within 3 to 5 years, man, they're back in debt. Think about it. If you paid your car off, paid your credit cards off, and that was your goal, that's momentary success. But we got to start looking at long-term success. How are we going to move to have long-term success? How are we going to move once we are saved in order to be able to maintain that salvation that we're supposed to be, working out? Because it's not easy. Everybody will cheer you on, for you to get saved. But man, there's only a remnant that's gonna stick with you and strengthen you to show you how to maintain it. It would be better off than trying to set a goal of losing 10 pounds. You do 30 days of dieting, crash dieting. And, I'm coming from a perspective that I don't tap into a lot on this channel, but, well before I turned my life around, gave it to the Most High Yah, I was a personal trainer, a strength and conditioning coach, a nutritionist, got my certifications through the ISSA. And man, I constantly saw this. If you take the Roman Greco New Year, how many people set goals of losing weight? Man, by day 45, day 60, all of my clients, they would lose the weight, have some amazing transformations. But once I started realizing, okay, people are more interested in achieving a short-term goal than long-term success. My clients would pay good to get to the goal, to get to the achievement. But when it came time, okay, man, let's look at your macros and let's get you in maintenance. Let's start increasing, let's start reverse dieting, you know, increasing your macros or your calorie intake, and let's see how your body responds. Let's get you from this high intensity interval training, let's get you to something low intensity like I'm doing now, to where you'll be able to maintain your weight loss. People were very disinterested in that, because there was nothing beyond the goal that they set. There was no depth. It was all, you know, 25-meter targets. And for a lot of us, man, that's how it goes. But the goal should be, okay, maintaining a debt-free lifestyle. Man, part of the journey is getting yourself out of debt. We got to start looking at, okay, what is the end game, man? When I face judgment, man, what do I want to be the outcome? Do I want to ensure that my name is recorded in the Lamb's Book of Life? Or do I just want to sit up there and say, I know my name might not be in there, but I got saved back in '93? You know, does that count for something? And unfortunately, man, a lot of people are gonna hear part ways, for I never knew you. You know, I was chopping it up in the comments with a couple brothers, man, that responded to a video I did. And I said, man, most married men are a paycheck away from divorce. And I was talking about how living above your means and having a low overhead financially, you know, and talking about having a high overhead is a stressful scenario when you're stretching out your money to live this lifestyle, and can put stress on your relationship. And a couple brothers chimed in, man, and just kind of gave a testimony about, I want you to think, man, you see that we live in a world that doesn't really promote you living debt-free. Everywhere you go, man, they want you to finance. Man, check these cows out. I get close to the fence, man, and they take off. Young calf, young heifer, you know. But everywhere you go, man, there's some kind of finance here, you know, buy here, pay here. You can finance milk, you can finance anything. And all of this by design is to keep you stuck. It's to keep you stuck. But the brothers' testimonies were pretty much saying, man, you know, it takes a whole lot of discipline to maintain being debt-free. You know, you got a car that's paid off and it's still rolling. Every once in a while, stuff starts, you know, you might have a door handle fall off, X, Y, and Z. But we can't let those changes, you know, to the appearance of something like a car cause us to forfeit the long-term vision. You know, a lot of, man, if you start reconstructing the way you set goals, man, I tell you, it'll be a game changer. You know, it'll be a game changer. Because, man, you'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor a lot longer, contrary to just enjoying them short term. You know, being able to enjoy your weight loss, you know, for a period of 5 days. The average person, man, you know, if somebody loses 10 pounds, they're going to race to the finish line. And if it took you 45 days to lose 10 pounds, you know, 60 days, man, within 10 days, 5 to 10 days, majority of people have gained it back already. The fruits of your labor was only enjoyed for 5 to 10 days before you're right back at square one. You know, you get your car paid off, you get your credit cards paid off, and now you feel like you're on top of the world, when being humble, being content takes a lot of discipline. Man, you find yourself you know, out on shopping sprees again, you find yourself at that dealership looking at something to finance. Man, you'll have a lot more success in life. You know, it'll be a lot more rewarding in the end, in the afterlife, if you focus on, okay, not only am I getting saved, but the goal is to maintain my salvation. The goal is to maintain the achievement. See, majority of people only focus on setting this goal, vision boards, all of this different stuff. You know, sounds good, but how much of it is short-lived? How much of it is long-term? And when you think about it, man, that's something that's in your wheelhouse to control. Closer to Y'all Ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight. Wow.